Hi, hope you're doing fine. And most of you requested for a Doll's House Act 3 analysis, that is the styles, the themes, and characterization. So in this video, we are going to analyze Act 3, but you're going to focus on two areas, the themes and the style. So you want to watch to the end to learn more. And we are going to start with the themes in the act. But before we go to the first theme, I want to talk about the relevance of the title, that is A Doll's House. We know that a doll, Nora is the doll, and the owner of the doll is Torvald, and the house is Torvald's house. So let us see how Nora is being treated like a doll. In this act, Act 3, Nora says that she has been treated like a doll by both Torvald and her father. And we start with her father. Her father used to call her his doll child and played with her the way she used to play with her dolls. Secondly, when she had a different opinion with her father, the father could not like it. So she had to agree with everything that her father had said. And in that case, we see she's being treated like a doll. The owner of the doll controls the doll and makes all the decisions. And the doll has no say. So we go to number 2, Torvald, how he treated Nora like a doll. And Nora says that Torvald had to arrange everything according to his own taste. And Nora had to get the same taste, or else she could pretend to have the same taste. And she also says that she merely existed to perform tricks for her husband. That is on page 110 to 111. It's long, so no, I'm not going to read all things. But 110 down there. When I was at home with Papa, he told me his opinion about everything, and so I had the same opinion. And if I differed from him, I concealed the fact because he could not have liked it. He called me his doll child and played with me just as I used to play with my dolls. And when I came to live with you, you see now. And secondly, let us see the part of Torvald. Nora is saying again, page 111, I mean that I was simply transferred from Papa's hands into yours. You arranged everything according to your own taste, and so I got the same taste as yours, or else pretended to. And if you go down there, I have existed merely to perform tricks for you, Torvald. So in that way, Nora feels like she has been treated like a doll by both Torvald and her father. Let's move to our first theme, and that is morality. And in this act, Nora is questioning morality or criminalizing her act of borrowing the money in order to save the husband's life. For that, we can take page 115 up there. I assure you, Torvald, that is not an easy question to answer. I really don't know. The thing perplexes me altogether. I only know that you and I look at it in quite different light. I'm learning too that the law is quite another thing from what I supposed. But I find it impossible to convince myself that the law is right. According to it, a woman has no right to spare her own dying father or to save her husband's life. I can't believe that. So in that case, Nora is questioning morality, or the society moral. Next is religion. Again, Nora is questioning religion. Let us take on page 114, almost the last line. I know nothing but what the clergyman said. When I went to be confirmed, he told us that religion was this and that and the other. When I'm away from all this and I'm alone, I will look into the matter too. I will see if what the clergyman said is true, at all events, if it's true for me. So she is questioning religion. From the theme of religion, we go to the theme of betrayal. Torvald betrayed Nora by failing to defend her after reading or after learning about her secret of borrowing the 250 pounds. Instead, he He abuses Nora, he calls her a criminal, a liar, a hypocrite, and worse than that. And he also denied Nora the right to bring up the kids. And remember previously, he had said that he wished that Nora could be threatened by a great danger so that he can risk his life's blood and everything in order to protect her. But when he learned about the secret, the opposite happens. So we term it as betrayal. Let us check page 104. We'll start from 103 down the last line where Helma is talking. What a horrible awakening. All these 8 years, she who was my joy and pride, a hypocrite, a liar, was a criminal. So this is total betrayal. Theme of love that is on page 103. And in this case we can say that Nora loves her husband, and she says that she has loved above everything. Page 103. In the middle, it is true, I have loved you above everything. I have loved you above everything else in the world. Yes, and according to the story, it's true because he had to borrow the 250 pounds, forge her father's signature, go against the society's norms in order to get that money, not for her own good, but to save the husband's life. We can also have determination. Nora is determined to leave Torvald, that is at the end, and she did not listen to Torvald when he tried to convince her not to leave. She had made her own decision, and she even had to leave at night because she could not spend a night in a strange man's house. That is page 118. We check that together. The middle. I cannot spend the night in a strange man's room. Actually, and she had to leave at night because she was determined. Now we are moving to the stylistic devices, and we are going to start with the first style is soliloquy. And this is a style in which a character who is alone on stage speaks his or her thought. The character has to be alone. And we have the first one on page 85. Mrs. Lind is alone and she is speaking up there. Not yet. And the last time is nearly up. If only he does not. There he is. In that case, it's a soliloquy because Mrs. Lind is alone on stage speaking her thought. We also have another soliloquy on page 91. Again, it is Mrs. Lind. She is speaking to herself after Cromstad leaves. The third line. What a difference. What a difference. Someone to work for and live for. A home to bring comfort to. That I will do indeed. And continue with that line. She is alone. So soliloquy. And lastly, we have another one on page 102. This time it's Nora's soliloquy. 102 down there. That is after Helma leaves. She had to speak her mind. Never to see him again. Never, never. Never to see my children again. Never again. Never, never. The whole of that is soliloquy. And the second style is symbolism, use of signs, marks, or objects to represent an abstract idea. The first symbolism we have it on page 99, whereby Dr. Rank talks about a big black hat that makes people invisible. Let us check the page 99. Somewhere in the middle there is a big black hat. Have you never heard of hats that make you invisible? If you put one on, no one can see you. So the big black hat symbolizes Dr. Rank's inevitable death. We also have the second symbolism on page 101. And in this case, Dr. Rank leaves a visiting card with a black cross on it. And that black cross symbolizes that to him, the end has come. Page 101 up. They were on the top. He must have put them in when he went. Is there anything written on them? There is a black cross over the name. Look there. What an uncomfortable idea. Looks as if he were announcing his own death. So it symbolizes that to him the end has come. And again on page 108, we have Nora taking off her fancy dress. And this symbolizes her embarking a new life. That is away from Torvald. Page 108 up there. No, don't go. What are you doing in there? Taking off my fancy dress. Nora's changing of the dress, symbolizing her starting a new life. So have foreshadow in page 99. I can call it foreshadow because in this case, in the middle there, Dr. Lang is saying, at the next fancy dress ball, I shall be invisible. So this foreshadows his death because he's saying he's not gonna be there. Next is Flashback. That is on page 86. And Krogstad and Mrs. Lind talk about their breakups history that happened in the past. And it is in that flashback that we learn that Mrs. Lind had to leave for a richer man in order to get the cash or the money to take care of her bedridden mother and her 2 siblings. So you want to read page 86, the whole of it, you can get that flashback there. And again, you are going to the rhetorical questions, and these are the questions that do not require any answer. And they are asked in order to persuade our conversational partners to speak. And page 97 down there, well, it's Dr. Rang who is asking this rhetorical question. Well, why should one not enjoy a merry evening after a well-spent day? Rhetorical question. And we have the hyperbole, and this is extreme exaggeration. The first instance of exaggeration, Helmer exaggerates her for Nora because he said that he wished that Nora could be threatened by a great danger so that he can risk lives, blood and everything to protect her. So that statement is exaggerated. Let us take that together. 102. I wish that you might be threatened by some great danger so that I might risk my life's blood and everything for your sake. Exaggeration. And again we have another one on page 104. Helmer exaggerates the effect of Krogstad later. Let us read there. Page 104 in the middle. Now you have destroyed all my happiness. You have ruined all my future. It is horrible to think of. Read of that. You can see there is a bit of exaggeration about the effect of the letter. Lastly, you have suspense, and this is whereby you want to know what will happen next. Helmer delays to open the letter in because he was fearing of what will happen next. So in that case, we found ourselves in that feeling. We want to know what will happen next. Page 106. I scarcely have the courage to do it. It may mean ruin for both of us. So that is suspense. And that brings us to the end. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you next time. Have a nice time.